Alright, so James Yeager just dropped a video. I'll have a link in the description if you want to check it out. And it inspired this video because I pretty much completely agree with him, except he made the sighting system too complicated, and he's running a side saddle, which I don't do. Because the shotgun is such a niche tool, the stage would have to be set absolutely perfectly for me to choose a shotgun over a rifle. When is shotty time? Now shotty time! Who's shotty time? My shotty time. Say what? Where's shotty time? Here's shotty time. And I have them in very specific locations where I'm like, okay, this is where a shotgun should go. And right next to it I have a rifle. So in the event the shotgun runs dry, just drop it on the ground and then pull the rifle out of the rack and use that one. And this video is brought to you by Ghost Gunner. What it is, a CNC machine you can purchase. You and, I don't know, maybe 20 of your friends can go in a co-ownership. And then you will be able to do all your firearms needs. Prototyping, finishing out receivers, making receivers out of solid chunks of steel or aluminum. And there's a website even dedicated specifically for writing code for the Ghost Gunner. So you can go on there, have them write you up a code for whatever you want. They'll send you the file, and then you can burn out whatever you're trying to do. Whether that's prototyping or whatever. Doesn't really matter. Definitely show my sponsors some love. This way they continue to sponsor my videos. Or maybe, possibly, if I have somebody working with me and they have a rifle, then I'd be like, yeah, shotty. But I'm not a side saddle person. I could feed way quicker from my pocket than trying to break it off the side saddle and go in. That's just my personal preference. Doesn't mean it's the right or the wrong way to do it. It's just how I feel about side saddles. I don't want to throw the weight on the gun and slow it down any, because shotguns excel in the ability because of the ability of how incredibly fast they are. .34. .31. .03. 1.27. So, sighting with a bead sight. Now he was talking about exposing the full sight, and then at 25 yards you'd have to aim at the belt buckle, and then you'd hit somewhere in the upper body. Well, because I like to also bird hunt and shoot squirrels and all types of crap with the shotgun, that's just not acceptable. I'm not going to aim way below the animal and try to hit it. So how do I overcome with it? Plus, I don't need the range. I only shoot shot out of a shotgun. It's literally in the name, shotgun. So, for me, it doesn't make sense to shoot a slug unless I'm like deer hunting. In which case, then things are a little bit different. But generally speaking, if I have a shotgun, it's loaded up with buckshot or birdshot. Those are the only two things I run. So that's completely unacceptable for me. So what I do with a shotgun is I expose less of my front bead. So basically, this would be a full bead, this would be a 3/4 bead, a half bead, a quarter bead. This is how I aim my shotgun, and then I'm point of aim, point of impact out to 30 yards. Because as you go farther down on the shotgun, it brings your line of sight up, which now your shotgun no longer has a bunch of elevation at like 30 yards. It's point of aim, point of impact. For example, on this Mossberg, I gauge how low I am by if I can see these ribs up front. I'll always be able to see the ribs in the back, but if I can see the ribs up front, I'm too high on the shotgun, I need to come down, otherwise I'm not going to be point of aim, point of impact. Right there. I can't see the ribs past this point, like this is all invisible, which means I'm low enough, I will be point of aim, point of impact, all the way out to 30 yards. And it's easy to do. It's only exposing maybe 25% of the very top of the bead, and I'll be good to go. Now on this particular shotgun, it's got this ginormous aftermarket front bead on there. Not something I would run. As you notice, the factory one is much, much lower. So with this gigantic thing on there, what I'd be doing is using the bottom of the bead as my point of aim. So I'd aim at my target, and I know that the very bottom of my bead is where I'm going to hit. So instead of doing holdovers or hold-unders, just bring your head a little bit lower. Obviously, each shotgun is an individual, and you're going to have to pattern it and see exactly how you need to hold it. All right, so what I'm going to do now is demonstrate the different holds on the front sight. When you're showing full bead, half bead, 3/4 bead. So let's test it out. I have a target set up right there. We're going to start from the left and move right. And we're going to start with a very little amount of the bead showing, and then we're going to slowly give it more and more bead as we go down the target. We're shooting military, the green buckshot. That right there. Alright, so we're going to start off with just the top, like 20% of the bead showing. I'm going to aim at the center of the dot. Now we're going to do half the bead showing. Now full bead showing. Now high. Now we're going to do half the bead showing. Now full bead showing. Now high. Alright, this was with 20% of the bead showing. I did have a nice pattern. That's right where I wanted. It is a tad bit low. And then with half the bead showing, that's about right. This is probably the shots from that, and I don't know what the hell's going on with these two. I'd have to count them up. But so like half, and the top 20% is right where you want to be. Then we got over here. This is with 3/4 of the bead show, or no, full bead showing. It's still not too bad for buckshot. That's right where you want to be. Then we're just a little bit high. As you notice, all my shots are up high, and we are pretty close. We're like maybe 10 yards away. As you increase the distance, it will in fact give you more and more elevation. I probably should have used slug though. Kind of regret making that choice, but next time we'll have to do it with slugs. All right, so last time it was really hard to tell the difference because I'm shooting buckshot and I don't have slugs, but this isn't a slug gun. This is for buckshot only. So I just backed up a little bit more so you can see the effects. We're only going to fire 2 shots. We're going to go one, 20% of the bead exposed, then the second one, full bead exposed. If I can figure out where I put shotgun shells. Oh yeah, there we go. Got some right there. Alright, so the target on the left, there's going to be like only 20% of the bead exposed. I'm going to aim center mass. Now we're going to go full bead, center mass again. Alright, let's go check it out. Alright, so at that range, which is roughly 20 yards, I probably should have went half bead because my shots were all a little bit low. I would have liked to have seen them more in there. A full bead, I got a nice spread. So it definitely does illustrate the difference of how exactly and where exactly you hold the bead on your shotgun, what's visible. Obviously, like I was saying earlier, you got to pattern your shotgun because every shotgun is an individual and it will shoot slightly different. But generally speaking, if you only have 25% of the top of the bead exposed, you'll be point of aim, point of impact up to 30 yards. You want to go slugs? Well, then you start exposing more and more of the bead. When you get to 100 yards, you need a full bead exposure. It should look like this. Then you'll be point of aim, point of impact with a slug at 100 yards. At 200 yards, well, now you got to start doing some serious holdover. That's when you're going to have like the bead and the base plate exposed, and then you'll be hitting at 200 yards. All in all, though, like, he's right on the money. Ghost ring sights, rifle sights absolutely do not belong on a shotgun. they obstruct too much of your field of view, and because of the recoil of a shotgun, you get jump. It's not like an AR where you can hold it rock steady and just tick, 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 tick. It's going to be like boom! That little bit of obstruction of your view will cost you time, and it will slow you down. For fast follow-up shots, fast snapshots, that's, just your unexpected target, snap. Your snapshot, bead sight is the way to go. You're not going to get any faster than that. It's going to be faster than a red dot, faster than ghost rings, and that's the point of a shotgun, because typically you're going to need one shot per target, snapshot, move to the next target. That other crap is just going to slow you down. Anyway, thank you for watching. Like to help support the channel because I'm completely fan-funded, at least for like the next 20 days, because I got my channel demonetized. Check out my Patreon. I also have affiliate links in the description down below. Just by clicking on those links, even if you don't buy what that particular link is for, just clicking on that, then doing the Amazon shopping you're going to do anyway, I get a little kickback for it because you came there off my channel. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Why do you gotta be such a heartless little brat?
If I am such a brat, then why don't you spank me right now, Daddy? And show me what a bad girl I have been and teach me a lesson.
Okay, I might have been overreacting a little bit, Lacey. I love you. I'm never gonna trade you in.
I love you too.
It's not the action I wanted, but it's the action I can get.